Superman and Lois, Season 2, Episode 7. You could say this is about the halfway point. I think it's 13 episodes this season. They did more last time because they ordered more. They order more this season? I don't know. But it's the halfway point. The kind of like big, I guess, first arc is over. A lot of stuff gets resolved in here that leads into what's happening in the later half of the show. I think that's pretty cool. This was a great episode. It did everything right. It got Superman so perfectly, so elegantly, the way he kind of has to go against the popular opinion to do the right thing. And I think that's great. That's exactly what the character has to do sometimes, because we, the audience, know what he's doing is right, even if the world at large doesn't see what he's doing is perfect. That's cool, and that works well. We saw at the end of the last episode, Superman kind of gets arrested for treason. I thought this was going to lead into a big kind of arc where it's like the reign of the Superman. John's going to be a Superboy, Steel's going to wake up and return, maybe Anderson's going to become the cyborg Superman analog, or somebody's going to become the Eradicator. That's not really the case. Basically what happens is he gets locked in the same prison as his brother. They kind of like hatch a plan, like we have to get out of here and figure it out. Always great to see Tal come back. I like the character. I think in the first season he's a great villain. He works well. The fact that they keep bringing him back, I like it, because he's that kind of a villain that should come back. He is enough of a personality now, so do it. If this was, I don't know, Smallville, they would have made it worse. That's all I'm saying. If you did this storyline at Smallville, it would have been worse, but it works well. So him and Tal, they hatch a plan to kind of like start a fight in the prison, and when they escape, they're going to go protect Bizarro because he sends Anderson on a wild goose chase to go find it. And of course, this is kind of like the switching point for Anderson. We're no longer on his side. For a lot of the first couple episodes, I got it. He wanted to protect the American people. To me, I would emulate this character kind of relating to John Walker's arc on Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where he's like, I'm put in this position to be the person for America. You don't see what I'm doing here is right. Look at the way Bucky and Sam are going against what's supposed to happen. Now I'm going to step out of line and become the ultimate asshole because of it. And, of course, like that, yeah, it works. You see it coming. I kind of wish they didn't. I kind of wish the arc where Anderson gets separated from the DOD, loses his title, and kind of goes bad to work with Allie, I wish that wasn't the case. I think it'd be better if he was still operating inside the DOD system while still being kind of perceived as evil or doing the bad thing. It does lead to a cool fight scene where he's just taking the XK and just beating the shit out of everybody. That's very cool. And it leads to the ultimate end of Bizarro Superman. They say he kills him. Now, we see the death on screen. It's a really tragic moment where he's literally like strangling Bizarro. I don't think Bizarro's dead. I think it's going to be one of those things where it's like Kryptonian healing coma, or we're going to go back to his home world and he's going to heal fine. That's what I think is going to happen. If that's the case, I don't know. That's just currently where I'm seeing and what I'm thinking is about to happen when it comes to this stuff. We'll wait to see how that actually plays out. But that's tragic, and it was very powerful. Just seeing that stuff with Clark and Tal. It's cool. Like, the chemistry's there again. It works really well. Ultimately, Tal does get thrown back in prison because I think it's... Oh, what's the name? Hardcastle, I think, is the name of the woman that might be replacing Anderson. She was like his boss. I'm sure we're going to see more of her showing up. And Superman's on the good side again. Easier than what I was expecting. I thought we're going to see the struggle, kind of like, not really like, whatever happened to like, or what's so funny about like truth, justice, and the American way, where it's like the media and the world's perceiving Superman as anti-American. I thought we're going to go closer to that route. It's just more like, okay, this guy was actually the asshole. We still like you, Superman. We have a bunch of people here that died. Maybe you can protect Tag if we send him back into the field. Maybe. Again, Tag's still around, so maybe he's going to become one of the Supermen in the reign of the Superman. We got to be going there at some point, right? I just know we are. Somewhere that's happening. So the Superman stuff in this, fantastic. Works really well. Went to a lot of interesting areas that I thoroughly enjoyed. We also had a lot of other stuff here with Lana and Kyle and Sarah. It's working fine. Again, they acknowledge Sophie but don't show Sophie. I still don't get why you have to have the younger sibling. She's done nothing and you haven't even used her properly in any sort of story. It's just kind of weird to me that we keep acknowledging her and then don't actually do anything with Sophie in the show. Whatever, it happens, I can move past it. But Sarah wants to have a connection to her father. She actually wants to talk to him, but doesn't want to hurt her mom. So she needs a friend to talk to. But she can't really talk to Jordan about this, so she doesn't have any other friends. So who's she really going to talk to? Well, Aubrey, the woman that she kissed in camp, who could have separated her and Jordan. Not that far of a drive, I love it. I like this. Aubrey was a great character. She was actually a fully fledged normal teenager. She had normal teenager things. Her parents are divorced, so she's developed in a different way. I believe this is a real character. I didn't feel she's going to come in and be the homewrecker. She just had a personality, and she's going to do what she wants when she wants. That was cool. I really liked to see that. I think she was cooler than Jordan, because Jordan is miserable in every scene, and he's emotionally broken. Maybe that's why him and Sarah connect so well, but if you are looking for the long-lasting relationship that might actually bring joy to your life where there's no secrets and betrayal, it's Aubrey. They have a nice heart-to-heart. They awkwardly touch hands. They awkwardly hug. She's coming back. I know it. At some point in this show, in this season, somewhere along the line, she's coming back. You just get that sense and that feeling because she's a fun character and she was really cool to see. I liked her. I thought for a minute it was going to be Natalie. That, she's going to talk to Natasha Irons hey, I like you too. Whatever. It works too. Aubrey was great. I really enjoyed that. A lot of good stuff this episode of the Lana and Lois relationship, which, again, you wouldn't be expecting from a show like this because I say this a lot when I'm talking about Resident Alien. And I think this is very true. If this was 20 years ago, and in the midst, if you did this exact show, in, say, 2002 would be called back then, the Lana and Lois relationship would be written as kind of rivals. It wouldn't have that Sex and the City fun to it. It would just be more these women are not against each other, but they're kind of competing in terms of their marriage, and then Lois would have the upper hand now because Lana's marriage is kind of falling apart. But ultimately, she's married to Superman, so who's really winning there? It's you get it. Kyle's way cooler than Clark, I think. I'm sorry, I love Kyle. I will defend Kyle forever. Superman's great, but Kyle's really the family man. But their friendship, it's depicted so well, so pleasantly. I really like every second of it. It works just perfectly for what the show needs it to. And that's a really cool thing to see. I just really enjoy that. And you see Lana comes to her first. It's look at this slander campaign that the mayor's running against me. Lois comes to her later because we get the payoff for probably the biggest storyline that's been happening this season. Jonathan Kent, all-around American boy, has been taking some drugs, and he literally gets busted by the cops because he's covering for his girlfriend. And it's such a good Superman story. Again, drug use in comic books, nothing new. It's literally a common theme that we've seen played out since Roy Harper literally did it. Everyone's done their story about it. It's obvious. It's even on the CW, it's a thing that's been done a bunch. This was handled in a better way than I was expecting. Honestly, I was okay, I know exactly what's going to happen here. It's he's going to get too powerful, his power's going to fall down, he's going to get the scalding. He gets the scalding early on, he's not even taking the drugs anymore. And they're dude, you're going to get expelled for this. And he does get expelled. They expel him. He's not going back to school everything's hunky-dory. He's not allowed to go back to that school. That's really cool. That's a great storyline for him. Lois yells at him, which I really like to see because that's Lois. She's the mother. She's the maternity figure. She's going to do everything right and get her son to stop acting like an asshole. But then at the end of the episode, Clark yells at him. And when Clark yells at him, he actually starts crying because that's freaking Superman yelling at you. How do you recover from that in any regards of the word? You can't. That is the end for you, dude. You are never getting out of that hole again. That was great. And the idea is you can't go back to school. You're not going to be on the football team. We're thinking of maybe sending you to the next town over, maybe where Aubrey is, and you guys could start off a friendship there. Or we're going to have you do online schooling. You literally screwed your life up, dude, because you're covering for somebody. And John doesn't rat out his girlfriend because her life could be ruined from it. He's taken the sacrifice play, which is brilliant. I like it a lot. Now, what I think this is going to lead to, Jonathan is going to get a different type of XK. He's going to become the Metropolis Kid or something like that. He's going to become Superboy that way. I think somewhere he's going to be, maybe with his grandfather, he's going to go back to Metropolis or the neighboring town. He's going to dress up as Superboy, and that's how he's going to become the annoying little kid. I think that's great. What a great performance. What a great characterization. I adored it. Like that's it. I really thought they were going to do something really worse with this drug storyline. They made it work. I was very impressed with it. It solidified that arc in this show for me. I really did enjoy that. Strong episode. You know, the fighting was great. The stuff with Bizarro and Talro was great. The drug stuff was great. Lana and Lois was great. Everything worked. That's what this episode needed to do. It did it perfectly. There was no bad moments, no weak moments. I loved every relationship. It was so strong. One of those tragic moments of the episode was when Lana was looking down at the sobriety chips that you get from like AA, and they were Kyle's, and you're like, damn it, Kyle. You are trying so hard to do the right thing, man. You just gotta get better at it, dude. I know you can do it. I believe in you, buddy. I really want Kyle to come out on top here. They're setting him up for like the downfall arc, but he's gonna bounce back. Kyle always bounces back, and I get the sneaking suspicion that Sarah's gonna choose Kyle over Lana. I really hope that's not the case, but I just feel like that's where this is going. We'll have to wait and see. But as it stands, that is going to do it for this review of Superman and Lois. Now, thank you guys so much for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.